Okay, if nobody joins, then we three will continue.
We are live now, so obviously people will start coming.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Yeah, nice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, assembled devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna, this is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi welcoming all of you to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. May I know who all joined this mid-morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Saglories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida, Sundari, Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devi Dasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your warm welcoming. Vinita Mataji. Hare Krishna. Looking forward to the class, Kirtida Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and reciting so beautifully 15th chapter. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving a session. Welcome to the call. We'll wait for a couple minutes. We are not yet 10 o'clock, so we'll wait. I'll chant. At 10 o'clock, we'll start the recording and then I'll read the quote. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Mataji, can you start the recording, Mataji? Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji to enlighten us on that special topic for the month of Kartik, Damodara, Bound by Love, Day 2. That means it's the second session. Before I hand over the call to Mataji, I would like to read today's quote. The November 1st, these two things always side by side, Maya and Krishna. Krishna is a service and Maya is a sense gratification. Our duty is therefore to be very careful. The position is personal ambition. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your valuable time as under association this morning and enlightening on the special topic that is the session 2 today for Damodara special class, Mataji. I'm eagerly waiting to hear from you. First class was awesome, Mataji. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, for your very, very warm welcome. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us. So we will start. Let's offer our Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां भावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदिव्य छवि सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातं हं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. I'll share my screen. So today we are in the second verse of Srimad Damodara Ashtakam that we always recite in this month of Kartik. And we will first chant the Pranam Mantra of Shri Radha Damodar, and then we will go ahead with today's session. Anga Shamalima Chata Bhiravito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jagudarochitam Vidhatatam Pattambarasya Shriya वृन्दारण्यविलासिनं मृदिलसत् दामाभिरामोदरम् राधास्कन्दनिवेशितोज्ज्वलभुजं ध्यायेमदामोदरम्. Let us meditate on Lord Damodar, whose dark bodily luster embarrasses the blue lotus flowers, the splendor of whose silken garment stunts the glory of yellow kumkum, who enjoys transcendental pastimes in Vrindavan forest, whose chest is fragrant with a brilliant flower garland, and whose magnificent arm rests on Radha's shoulder. So, last Friday, we completed the first verse successfully. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Bhrajamanam Yashoda Bhiyolu Kaladadhavamanam Param Vishtramatyanto Trutaya Gopya. So our mother Yashoda has caught Krishna from behind. She has seized Krishna from behind, who was running very, very swiftly. So we saw word by word, and we came to the conclusion that finally our little blue boy, our Krishna, our Damodar, is now in the arms of Mother Yashoda. She has caught hold of that boy. But this embrace is, yes, you can say it's a loving embrace, but Mother Yashoda is very, very annoyed because of the mischievous acts that our Krishna has done on the day of Diwali, when nobody was at home, and he has created the great mess. And on top of that, he has made Mother Yashoda run around the entire village. So, but now successfully, she has caught hold of Krishna from behind. And then she was also running. So that was verse 2. So our Krishna is in the arms of Mother Yashoda, and now she is chastising, just like an ordinary mother. Rudantam netra yugmam rijantam karam bhoja yugmena satankanetram muhushvasakam patri rekhankakantha sthita graivam damodaram bhakti baddham. Anybody wants to recite the translation?
Seeing the stick in his mother's hand and fearful of being beaten, he is weeping incessantly and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus-like hands. His eyes are extremely restless and filled with fear. He takes heavy breaths again and again that cause the pearls and other ornaments around his neck, which is marked by three gracefully curving lines, to tremble. O Damodara, you have been bound by your mother's Vatsalya Bhakti. I offer my obeisances unto that Damodara. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Anita Mataji. So our Krishna, who is Sarva Karana Karanam, who is the personality who causes these three worlds to tremble just merely by the movement of his eyebrows. Even the fear personified is fearful of Krishna. That Krishna has become overwhelmed by the fear of his mother Yashoda. Why? Because Mother Yashoda is now holding a stick in her hand and she is chastising Krishna. So, seeing the stick in his mother's hand, because there was the stick in the mother's hand, our little baby Krishna, he started crying. Rudantam muhur netra yugmam rijantam karam bhoja yugmena. So we'll discuss this. Rudantam means he started weeping. So in the previous verse, we saw that how he was fearful when he was running, and he was making Mother Yashoda also run behind him. But at that time, our Acharya says it was bhitavit, as if he was afraid. So he was running, He was making his mother also run behind him, and he was behaving as if he's very afraid. But now, when he was caught by Mother Yashoda, and when he saw that stick in the hand of Mother, he started crying. Rodantam, he started weeping. And was the weeping in parts? No, mohar, incessantly, means constantly the tears were flowing from his eyes, from his netra yugmam. Yugmam means two, yugal. So netra means from his eyes. So two eyes, the tears were flowing constantly from his two eyes. Mrijantam, mrijantam means because he was rubbing. He was rubbing his eyes, both of them, with his hands, with his karam bhoja. Kara means hands. Tava khara kamalavare, right? We sing in Narsimharti also. So Kara means hands and Ambuja means lotus. And again Yugmena. Yugmena means two. So Karam Bhoja Yugmena, with his two lotus hands, he was mrijantam, he was rubbing his both the eyes simultaneously. And he was weeping incessantly. So the first explanation that our acharyas give is that the meaning of that continuous stream of tears that are flowing from the eyes of Krishna, from his eyes, so he rubs his eyes because the tears were flowing, so he was constantly rubbing because he wants to make his vision clear. He was continuously rubbing the eyes because he wants to wipe off the tears that is coming from his lotus eyes. He wants to wipe up those tears. So that this is the plain explanation. But our acharyas, they are always on the side of the devotees and they are never on the side of Krishna. So the explanation, second explanation is that yes, the tears were there in the eyes, but they were only in the eyes. Now, in order to make them fall from his eyes, he was continuously rubbing. So even if sometimes our eyes also itch, and if we continuously rub them, what will happen? The tears will start coming out from our eyes. The water starts coming out. So now Krishna, yes, some fear was there because he saw the stick now. And of course, he is doing his Narvat Leela. He is in his human-like pastime. So in order to make these tears fall from the eyes, he was continuously rubbing them with both of his hands so that tears can come and so that Mother Yashoda be pacified seeing the stream of tears that is coming out from Krishna's eyes. He wants to pacify Mother Yashoda, that somehow she should calm down her anger. So he started taking out the tears from his eyes. He wants to bring them out so that the tears should start flowing on his cheeks. So this is our acharyas that explain. And Satanka Netram, and those eyes were fear-filled eyes. Satanka, Atanka, Saha Atanka. Atanka means there is some fear. So there was fear. His eyes were the fear-filled eyes that Krishna was having. Because yes, we know that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He appears in the meditation of Brahma in the four Kumaras, but still they are not able to capture that small little baby pastime or baby form of Rajendra Nandan Krishna. And that Krishna is now in the hands of Mother Yashoda. So of course, these pastimes, he's performing this pastime. But now Mother Yashoda said, enough of everything. I have tolerated all the complaints. I have tolerated all the things that you do, all the mischief that you do. But today I am not going to spare you. I am going to threaten you. And with that, she was holding that stick. And he was continuously rubbing the eyes because he wants to tell Mother Yashoda, oh Maya, please, at least put this stick down. Do not hit me. But she was constantly chastising. So Satanka Netram, if eyes, even his eyes are expressing that he is afraid of being punished, his mind must be overwhelmed with fear. So yes, he was fearful. Now the acharyas are saying that his eyes were fear-filled. Otherwise, it may be taken to mean that he is casting his glance in all directions because he is greatly agitated by fear. But why he is casting his glance in all directions? In order to seek help, in order to gain sympathy from all the gopis who are watching. Because Krishna, he made Mother Yashoda run around the village. So all the gopis know that what is happening. So they all were watching. So Krishna, yes, he was rubbing his eyes, the fear-filled eyes, because he wants to make his glance perfect, his vision perfect. And in order so that he can glance everybody that who is going to come and save me from this mother. And he was greatly agitated by fear, but he was trying to gain sympathy by looking in all directions. Somebody should come and protect me. Somebody should come and save me. And then, Muhu swasa kampa trirekhanka kantha sthita graivam. Muhu swasa kampa. Because now when he was crying, so sometimes we cry, we say like this, we cry, like we sob, then what's happening? The necklace that Krishna was wearing, and that Krishna, the necklace that he was wearing, three rekhanka kantha, on his kantha, the necklace that he was wearing on his kantha, on his neck. And how is that neck? That neck is three rekhanka, means it was three rekha, three lines that were made on his neck. So that also is the beauty thing. When you see the three lines on the kanta, it resembles like a conch shell. You see a conch shell, there are three lines on the top. So that resembles the conch shell, means his neck was like a conch shell. The three curved lines that were there in his neck. And kantha sthita, and on that kantha, what is sthita? The necklace, graiva. The necklace was there, and that necklace was mohu, was constantly, again and again, it was moving. Why? Because Krishna was sobbing, he was kampa, he was trembling out of fear. So because of his continuous crying and constant heavy sobs, the pearl necklace and the other ornaments around his neck, which neck? That neck which is marked with three graceful lines like the ringed grooves on a conch, are also trembling. So they are also moving because Krishna was sobbing. Then Mother Yashoda chastises Krishna. So when she chastises Krishna, she took a stick in her hand and she said, "O Krishna," and this is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that is quoted by Sukadev Goswami. Kritagasam tam pradodantam akshini kashantamanjanamashini swapanina udvikshamanam bhayavifrilekshanam haste gritva bishanti avagurat. So we'll read the translation, but otherwise, what is the meaning of Krita Sangam Tham? Krita Sangam means, Krita means one who has performed an activity. What kind of activity? Agas. Agas means he was an offender. He performed the activity that offends another person. So Kritakasam, that Krishna, Pradudantam, he was crying. He was crying with an attitude of crying. And Akshini, and his two eyes. His two eyes, he was rubbing. Kashantam, he was rubbing his two eyes and making the tears fall from his eyes. And because of what happened, Anjat Mashini means the ointment, the kajal, the black kajal that he was wearing on his neck, that ointment was also flowing with his tears. And because of what happened, the all ointment was distributed all over the face. Udvikshamanam, and Mother Yashoda saw this, and she made Krishna to see her. Bhaya Vivla, and his eyes were distressed. When he saw Mother, his eyes was in such a fear. Grihitva Bishyanti, and this mother was holding Krishna. From her left hand, she was holding one hand of Krishna, and in her right hand, she was holding a stick. Gritva Bishyanti Avagurat. Avagurat means she was mildly chastising Krishna. She was threatening Krishna with the stick in her hand. So let's see. When caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to being an offender. He admitted as she looked upon him. Actually, it's not admitted. He didn't admit, but he was silent. So silence is another form of accepting your fault. So right now, Krishna didn't say any word to defend himself. Not a single word came out from his mouth. So he was silent, which shows that which actually made Mother Yashoda confirm that he has admitted his fault because he was silent. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying and his tears mixed with the blank ointment around his eyes. And as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, he smeared the entire ointment all over the face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. So just envision this. Krishna is crying, rather he's sobbing, and he's having both his hands, he was rubbing. And as he was rubbing, the tears are flowing from his eyes. And he wants sympathy from everybody, but no one is dare to come near to Mother Yashoda to save Krishna. And then Mother, she holds Krishna's hand. One hand, she holds Krishna's hand, and with another hand, she was holding a stick and she was chastising. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave a beautiful commentary on this verse, and I'll go word by word. Sorry, not Vishwanath, Srila Jiva Goswami. He says Kritagasam means he by whom on offense. Agas means the aparad that has happened. What aparad? Breaking a pot of yogurt, stealing fresh butter, feeding to the monkeys, creating mess in the entire house. So these are all the aparadas. These are all the agas that were committed by Krishna. Therefore, he expected a chastisement. He knew very well that now Mother Yashoda is not going to leave me. So he was eminently crying, pradudantam. He was crying to annul that. To means to nullify the chastisement, he was crying. So that he could somehow pacify Mother Yashoda. That seeing his tears, Mother Yashoda say, okay, whatever has happened, happened. Finish it off. He was thinking that Mother will let go me. And another reason that we saw that he was crying and he was profusely crying and he was also giving his glance to others. Maybe somebody can come and protect me. And he was rubbing, Kashantam, he was rubbing his eyes with his swapanina, with his both hands to remove tears so that he could glance on others. He wanted actually his mother to wipe his tears. How beautifully Jiva Goswami writes that he wanted his mother to wipe his tears with her hand, but she did not. She was not a lenient mother. Today she was very strict. On account of his offense, she did not wipe his tears. So he was rubbing to make tears, more tears to come out so that somehow Mother Yashoda can be pacified. And as a result, Anjan Mashini, the black eyeliner, the black kajal, the black mascara that he was wearing was running down his cheeks because of the tears. Udvikshamanam. Now, this is also very beautifully explained that Mother Yashoda is tall. Krishna is only 2.5 years old boy. So he was very small. So Udvikshamana means, Ikshamana means to see. Udvikshamana means she was making Krishna to look up onto her own eyes, means have an eye contact. So Mother Yashoda was chastising Krishna, and Krishna was in height, he was small, and my mother was tall, and Krishna was not able to look up to her mother. So mother was chastising Krishna, showing the stick and making him look up to me, look up in my eyes straight and tell me what you have done. So then she said, she rebuked Udvikshamanam. She made Krishna look up to her eyes, straight in her eyes. She made her look above, Bhaya Viflakshanam, and she rebuked him. She was inducing more fear in Krishna. And she said, hey, restless boy, overcome by anger, greedy by nature, friend of monkeys, hey robber. She was saying all these adjectives to Krishna. From now, I won't give you any fresh butter. No more treats for you. So yesterday was trick and treat, Halloween day. So she said, no more treats for you. I will hide all these treats in other ladies' homes. And if I spot you there, and if I find you there, I will never ever let you go out of my home again. And you will never get a chance to play with your friends. Haste grihitva bishanti avagurat. She grabbed Krishna on his one hand, who was trembling out of fear, and she rebuked him with a stick in her other hand. Bishyanti avagurat. Bishyanti means she was inducing that fear in the mind of Krishna with a stick, showing that stick. But our Acharya says that she showed as if she is going to beat Krishna today, but actually she never beat Krishna. She did not beat him. She was just inducing that fear in the mind of Krishna. And she said, hey Chora, you are literally a thief. Then Krishna says, no, I'm not a thief. And then at that time, our Acharya says that Krishna opened his mouth because she made her look up straight in her eyes. And she said, oh, really? You are not a thief? Then who was feeding the monkey? Who was feeding the crows inside that room? Then he said, oh, the one who made the monkeys were feeding the monkeys. The one who made the crows were feeding the crows. I am not the one. I was not doing anything. Oh, Mother Yashoda said, okay, so now you are making up stories. If that is so, then tell me frankly, who broke that pot? Now you will tell me the person who made that pot broke that pot? Who broke that pot? He said, look, Mother, I'll tell you what all happened. You kept me down. I was enjoying your breast milk. I was enjoying the milk, but I was still hungry and you didn't pay any attention to me. You put me down, but then you ran to save that milk which was there on the stove. So what happened? Because you ran so hastily and because you are wearing that large ankle bells, those large ankle bells actually hit the pot and the pot got broken. So this is the story he made. Okay, then she said, okay, if I believe that I only break that pot because it happened because of my ankle bells only, then tell me, when I spotted you, I caught you red-handed, how come there was butter all over your face? And then she said, oh, mother, Krishna said, mother, see, again, the monkeys were coming, the crows were coming, and they were eating the butter. So I was trying to scare them away. I was trying to shoo them away so that they can go and they don't spoil this butter. But while running, what they did, they smeared the entire butter all over my mouth. And when they smeared it, at that time you saw me and you thought that I am the culprit. So Maya said, okay, enough of story, Krishna, enough of story. I'm sick of your stories. I've been hearing complaints from all the gopis, and now you are making all these stories. Enough. I am not going to set you free so easily. Don't think that you can make up those stories and with that you can spare yourself from all kind of chastisement. Well, I'm not going to do that. No way I'm going to do that. I am going to tie you today. I am going to bind you today. Because mother was thinking that today if I don't chastise him, then he will, in future, he will become a troublemaker. So as a duty, as a responsibility of being a mother, it's my responsibility that I should train him well. I should make him a better citizen, a better person. Tomorrow, Nand Maharaj, he will be taking on the throne of Nand Maharaj and he will be the future king. So I have to train him properly. So I cannot spare him today. I want to make sure that he doesn't become a troublemaker. And with this thing in the mind, she said that, oh, she was thinking, even if you are crying, I will not let you go today. She was thinking in her own mind that I will keep you tied. I will tie you and I will tie you for a while. And in the meantime, I'll clear all the mess. I'll churn the butter nicely. I'll rearrange everything that you have made mess. And then probably when everything is done, my household chore will be done. Then probably I'll untie you, I'll feed you the butter, I'll feed you my breast milk, and I'll calm you down. So this way, the thought process was going on in the mind of Mother Yashoda. But she was very sure that today she is not going to spare Krishna. And today she is going to tie up Krishna no matter what. So this is how she chastises Krishna. And with that thought process, she started to bind Krishna. So our acharyas, our Sukadev Goswami, this is a very beautiful verse. He says in Srimad Bhagavatam that when she begins to bind Krishna, what she did, तम्मत्वात्मजम् अव्यक्तं मर्त्यलिङ्गम् अधोक्षजं गोपिकोलुखले दाम्ना बबन्धा प्राकृतं यथा. So what she did is tam matva atmajam means considering Krishna is atmajam as my own son. So she was not thinking that, oh, this Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, whom even Brahma and Shiva wants to have his darshan. Nothing of that sort. She was thinking, Atmajam, mera hi jaya hua hai, means he is my own son. So considering Krishna has her own son, though Sukadev Goswami is saying that Krishna is avyaktam, he is unmanifested, means he manifests and sometimes he comes, he performs his pastimes and then he goes away. But that Krishna has come as in this Martya Lingam. Martya Lingam means, Linga means to assume a form, in a form of a human form, where in Martya Loka. This Loka is known as Martya Loka. So tam matva atmajam avyaktam Martya Lingam means he's appeared as a human form. But though he has appeared as a human form, but still he is adhokshajam. He is still adhokshajam. He is beyond any sense perception. But for mother, he is atmajam. He is Krishna's own. She is considering that this Krishna is my son. And Gopika Ulukhale, and then this Gopika, this mother Yashoda, with Ulukhale, with the grinding motor, Damna, with the rope. She took a rope, Babandha Prakritam Yatha, and she tried to bind Krishna with that Ulukhala. Prakritam Yatha means normally done to a common child. She was thinking, oh, this is my Krishna, I'll take a rope and I'll bind him with the Ukula, with that grinding motor, and my job done. That's what her thought process was. But there is so much to uncover. Just as an ordinary mother in this world may bind her mischievous son, so Mother Yashoda, simply considering Sri Krishna to be her own son, tied him to the grinding motor, thinking to tie, him with the grinding mortar, with the rope, as if he were an ordinary child. So this is another very beautiful point. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that it's so impossible to bind Krishna. But now, because this prema, this Vatsalya prema that was overflowing in Mother Yashoda, because of which she had this thought of binding Krishna. Otherwise, who can bind Krishna? Right from Brahma down to the blade of grass, it's impossible. Everybody is actually bound by Maya. We all are in this Martya Loka and we are bound by Maya. But now Mother Yashoda, out of her Vatsalya Prem, is now thinking of tying Krishna, of binding Krishna, thinking him as Tham Atmajam Matva, my son, considering my son. So she is trying to bind Krishna. Now we know that actually Srimad Bhagavatam, the Paribhasha Sutra of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam is Ete Chamsakala Pumsam Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. We know that Krishna is the Swayam Bhagwan. But the 10th canto is, which is the Samam Bonam, also has a separate Paribhasha Sutra. Because this entire 10th canto is about Krishna. About Krishna, his Vrindavan pastimes, his pastime outside Vrindavan, all his pastimes are included in that 10th canto. So in 10th canto, because it's Krishna who is the central figure, there is a Paribhasha Sutra only of the 10th canto. And that Paribhasha Sutra of 10th canto is, it is 10.8.45. I've not included it in my, what do you say, PPT, in my presentation, but I'll just read from Vedaves. Traya cha Upanishadtabhischa Sankhya Yogascha Satvatahi Upagiyamanam Mahatmyam Harim Samyatmat Atmajam. So what is the Paribhasha Sutra? That yes, Traya cha Upanishad Adi Bhi means by studying the three Vedas, Traya, and by studying not only the three Vedas, that is Sama, Yajur, and Atharva, but also all the Upanishads, by studying the Upanishads, Sankhya Yogas, by studying even the Sankhya Yoga, Satvate, and these studies has been done by whom? By the great sages and devotees who may be studying Vaishnava Tantra or Pancharatras or a lot of things they may be studying. Upagiyamanam Mahatmyam, but they understand that glories, whose glories are worshipped in all these scriptures? Harim. The glory of the Supreme Lord is mentioned in every scripture. Whether you read Sankhya Yoga, whether you read the Vaishnava Tantra Pancharatras, you read the Vedas, or you read the Upanishads, the essence of everything is that Krishna is Swayam Bhagwan. So that Hari is glorified. But that Hari, Sam Amanyata Atmajam, has come as an ordinary human being in the womb of Mother Yashoda, has come as her own son, as the son of Mother Yashoda. So this is the Paribhasha Sutra, and therefore Mother Yashoda always consider Krishna to be her own son, to be an ordinary human child, nothing more than that. So that is another level of forgetfulness. We materialistic people also forget Krishna. We are also under some kind of illusion, some kind of forgetfulness, where we forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where we defy the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. Because we are under control of Maya. We are so much involved in sense gratification that we are always in this forgetfulness about Krishna's supremacy. But there is transcendental forgetfulness that is there in Vrajvasis. And these Vrajvasis are also forgetful of Krishna. But because not out of some sense gratification, but out of immense love for Krishna, where they think, okay, Bhagwan hoga kahin ka. For me, he is my brother. For me, he is my friend. For me, he is my son. So that kind of relationship these Rajvasis have with Krishna. They don't think that he is the supreme Lord. They also defy the supremacy of Lord, but their defying, their ignoring, their forgetfulness of Krishna is out of immense love. Where when we forget Krishna is out of our sense gratification. We want to ignore Krishna. We want to defy his supremacy. Krishna Bahirmukh भोगवांछा करे झपटिय स्थियन माया निकट स्थियन maya झपटिय dhare. As soon as this jiva, he turns his face away from Krishna, he becomes forgetfulness of Krishna. Then bhogavancha kare, starting thinking of some sense gratification. And then what happened? Nikatasthaya mara, that maya which is standing very near, jhapatiya dhare, immediately captures that jiva and put that jiva into illusion, so that the jiva can enjoy, so-called enjoy, the entire lifetimes after lifetime while turning away their face from Krishna. So this is the forgetfulness that we all are in. But the Vrajvasis, the intimate associate of devotees, they are in transcendental forgetfulness, where they consider Krishna to be an ordinary child. Now, another thing that our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, he says, Krishna is Kala. So he's a very Rasik Acharya. He mentions this in the commentary to this verse, that Krishna is Kala. He is cunning and is mischievous thief. And his accomplice is Ulukala. She binds Gopika Ulukala Damna, because Krishna is Kala, but his accomplice is Ulukala, the grinding motor. So Mother Yashoda thought, I will tie both of them together in such a way that Krishna cannot untie himself from that motor. Then Mother Yashoda begins to bind Krishna. But then what happens? Sukadev Goswami says, Taddama badayamanasya swarbhakasya kritagasa dui angulam adbhuttena sandhadhenyacha gopika. When Mother Yashoda was trying to bind the offending child, Kritagasa, when she was trying to bind the offending child, Arbhaka means a small child, she saw that the binding rope was short by a distance the width of 2 fingers. So that means the rope was here and here. So there was a gap of these 2 fingers. Dui angulam, it says, see, Dui angulam madbhuttena. And she was thinking, what's happening? My child, how big his belly? His belly is such a small belly, but still I'm not able to bind. I'm not able to bind Krishna. And then she brought another rope. Sandhane Nyatcha Gopika. She brought another rope to join with that rope and then make it long so that she can tie Krishna. Another verse. Yada tad api nyunam tenanyad api sandhade tad api dvai angulam nyunam yad adatha bandhanam. So now she brought another rope. She tied and then she started tying Krishna. Another dui angulam. Every time she is bringing another rope, she is making it longer. And whenever she used to tie Krishna, it was always dui angulam short. This new rope was also short by the measurement of 2 fingers. And when another rope was joined still it was 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed and their shortness could not be overcome. Every time it was 2 fingers short. So now, with this, our acharyas explain why 2 fingers. Why only 2 fingers? And we all know, we have heard this so many times, that 1 finger represents sadhaka's endeavor and the other finger represents the Lord's mercy. So Shri Bhagavan comes controlled by his devotee only when both of these elements are present together. So in this regard, again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes that actually when Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, at that time, because Krishna is Supreme Lord, Krishna can become subservient to his pure devotees. But his energies, his Shaktis, they cannot do it. So, though it was Dui Angulam short, so it has been explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that his Vibhuti Shakti, induced by his Satya Sankalpa Shakti, they all came in the Udar, in the belly of Krishna, and they manifested themselves in the body. And they thought, who's this lady and how she can possibly bind my master? It's impossible. So Krishna himself can become subservient, but his energies cannot. His energies will always, because they are subservient to Krishna, their prime duty is to protect their master. So when Mother Yashoda was trying and she was binding one rope after another, Krishna's Satya Sankalpa Shakti along with his Vibhuti Shakti, this Shakti of opulence, they all came and they manifested there in the body of Krishna, not letting Mother Yashoda to tie their master. They said, no way you can tie my master. And then our acharyas explain, Sanatan Goswami actually explains this. These two fingers represents two nyayas. One is Markata Nyaya. Markat Nyaya is the analogy of the baby monkey clinging to his mother for protection. So you have seen that how the baby monkey is protected. So especially if you have seen in Vrindavan, you will see this very easily. Probably in every street you will see this. Because there are a lot of monkeys. So the little baby monkey clings on to the belly of mother monkey. And when the baby monkey clings on, so the entire effort to hold on to the mother is on the baby. And mother monkey is simply walking. She is not putting any effort. All 100% effort to protect oneself, this baby monkey is putting his 100% effort to cling on to the belly of mother monkey. So when the mother monkey moves around with his baby, she makes no effort to hold him. Instead, the baby clings on to her as she leaps from one tree to another, from one branch to another, from one hut to another hut. And in that course, if the grip of that baby monkey is not that tight, then he falls. And the mother will not accept him again. She will leave the baby monkey. So with the Vidhi Vidhan is that the grip of that baby monkey is so strong that it's only by his own effort he is able to cling on to the belly of Mother Yashoda, or to the belly of his mother monkey. So that is one nyay, that is a Markat nyay. This Markat nyay actually shows the endeavor the sadhaka makes. So we perform our sadhana. So with this nyay, it's only up to the sadhaka's sadhana that will determine that how much self-realized a sadhaka can become. 100% it is dependent on one's own sadhana. That is this nyay, that is a Markat nyay. Another nyay is Marjara nyay. Marjara means the cat. The analogy of the cat carrying the kitten in her mouth. Now the mother cat picks her kitten up with the teeth and carries him around. Now what is the effort that is made by the kitten? Zero effort. All the effort is coming from the mother. Because the mother is the one who is holding the kitten with her teeth and carrying the kitten from one place to another. The kitten does not make any effort and is allowed, and it goes wherever she takes him. So totally dependent upon mother. Has zero effort from one's own side. So in the previous, Markat Nyaya are the sadhana siddhas. Those who attain the siddha, they attain their perfection of their self-realization through their own sadhana. That is a Markat Nyaya. Another is the Marjara Nyaya, means those who are Kripa Siddhas. That they are totally dependent upon the mercy of the mother. This baby, this kitten is totally dependent upon the mother. If the mother doesn't pick up the kitten and doesn't take that kitten from one place to another, the kitten is lying at one place. Nobody is going to take on her own. That kitten cannot cling on to mother cat. So this is the Marjara Nyaya, that the analogy of the cat carrying the kitten in her mouth, which shows the Kripa Siddhas. But then what is our philosophy? Are we sadhana siddha or we are Kripa Siddhas? So our Gaudiya Vaishnava school asserts that both views are necessary. Both the views are necessary. We have to maintain our sadhana also, and then we also depend upon the kripa of Sri Guru and Sri Bhagavan. So that is why we Gaudiya Vaishnava school asserts the both the views are necessary for us. Another example, like you have in the bank, you have those safe deposits where you put your jewelry, cash, or your valuable documents you can keep. You have that safe deposit in the banks. So when you go there and you want to open, you cannot open with the key that you have. So what you need is you need the key of the bank. Bank has the original master key. But with the bank having that original master key, can they open the locker? No. Because another key that is important to open that safe deposit is with the customer. So now when the customer has to operate that locker and wants to open that safe deposit, they need both the keys to open. Both the keys are necessary. So both the keys are necessary in order to open that safe deposit. Similarly, in order to advance in our spiritual life, we need both these two things. That is Markat Nyaya and Marjara Nyaya. We have to make our own endeavor. At the same time, we have to depend on the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna. Okay. This is another example. Another example that has been explained is, suppose there is an instance where a person has fallen into a well. Just imagine that a person has fallen into the well. Now the person who is in the well is simply crying out, please help me, help me. He's raising his arms and just saying, help me, help me. Now there is another person who happened to hear the voice of the person who is in the well. And he wants to show his kripa. He wants to show his mercy in order to save that person who is in the well. So what he does, he lowers down a rope into the well. And he says that I'm lowering down the rope. Please catch hold of this rope and then I will pull you out. I'm lowering down this rope. Now the person who is in the well doesn't catch on to the rope, doesn't hold on. Do you think he will ever be freed? No. From his hand, he has to perform some endeavor. And his endeavor is that he must hold on to the rope tightly. And then another person will pull him out. So in this example, the person who is crying for help, and later when he holds on to that rope tightly, his endeavorance, his endeavor actually is for his deliverance. That will help his deliverance because he is putting his endeavor, and that is his sadhana. Another person who is throwing the rope down is showing his causeless mercy. And that's causeless mercy, because of which, if that sadhaka holds on to that rope, will be able to come out of that well. So yes, when we take initiation, when we join Krishna consciousness and we take initiation, the mercy of Sri Guru flows. Rather, I should say the mercy of Sri Guru overflows in the start. In the start of your years, the mercy of Shri Guru overflows so that it can give a push to us so that we can start on to our journey. It gives a great push to us. That is the mercy, that is the kripa of Shri Guru. But then what happened? Then we are on our own. Not 100%, kripa still comes in, but then also our endeavor is required. If we keep thinking, oh, I'm a Kripa Siddha, my Guru will bestow mercy and I will go to home, back to Godhead, I will reach Goloka one day. Well, Sri Guru has already bestowed the mercy. Like in Madhurya Kadambini also we have discussed, that seed is implanted in our heart. The seed of devotion, that bhakti, lata, bij, is there in our heart. Now to let the bead sprout and grow, we need to hear, chant, fence around. We need to do all these activities. And that comes in the process of our sadhana. So coming back, so these are the two fingers that represents, that our acharyas very elaborately represents, that don't think that you are Kripa Siddha or you can be a Sadhana Siddha. You are a mixture of both. You need both. You need Kripa as well as you have to make certain endeavor from your own side. From your own side, you have to make endeavor to wake up morning and chant your rounds properly, follow the 4 regulative principles, read Prabhupada books. We have to make all these endeavor. But at the same time, that Kripa of Sri Guru will come. Then the last line, Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. So Sri Satyavrat Muni says Bhakti Baddham. The meaning is Bhakteva Baddham. Shri Krishna is only bound by bhakti and nothing else. So we know Bhaktya Tushyati Madhava. You know this verse, right? From Gya, what do you say? Padyavali. Padyavali, it has been mentioned that how Keval Bhakti, Bhaktya Tushyati Keval, Nacha Gunar Bhakti Priyo Madhava. There is nothing that is dear to Madhava. There is nothing that can please to Krishna. What it pleases is only bhakti, and that bhakti is our own sadhana. So that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who mentions that when mother was trying to bind Krishna, at that time his Vibhuti Shakti along with his Sapta Sankalpa Shakti came forward, and mother was, because they were not allowing mother to tie Krishna, and Mother Yashoda was perspiring, profusely she was perspiring. Swamatu svinna gatraya vishrasta kabarasraja drishtva parishramam Krishna kripaya sit swabandhane. Very beautiful has been mentioned. Swamataha, seeing his own mother. Krishna, he saw his own mother. Svinna gatraya. Svinna gatraya means she was perspiring. She was perspiring because she was doing a hard labor of tying one knot with another rope, and she was trying to bind Krishna. So she was perspiring. Again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that that Mother Yashoda was so adamant that she thought that no matter today the sundown can happen. Means from sunrise to sunset it can happen, but I will accomplish this. I will bind Krishna today. I will not let her go loose. So she was doing that labor, and seeing that Swinnagatraya, Krishna saw that his mother was perspiring by doing this unnecessary labor. Why unnecessary? Because no matter on her own she can do, not from one sundown, but for millions of sundown, still she will not be able to bind Krishna ever. So Krishna knew. Swamatu Swinnagatraya means she is doing unnecessary labor, but she is perspiring. Vishrasta Khabara Sraja. Sraja means the flowers. Even the flowers are coming and falling down. And seeing this condition, and Parishramam, seeing this extra endeavor that mother was putting, seeing her so much fatigued, Krishna, Kripaya Asit Swabandhane. Krishna told all his Shaktis to move out. Enough to move out. And then finally, the topmost of Krishna's Shakti, which is Krishna's Anugraha Shakti, that is Krishna's mercy aspect, she came forward, and that made Mother Yashoda bind Krishna. Finally, those two fingers, the width of two fingers that were short, was accomplished, and she was able to bind Krishna. Because of Mother Yasoda hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When Krishna saw this, his mother was fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. In other words, Evam sandarshita yanga harini bhratyavashyata. This is the nature of Krishna. Bhrityavashyata. He always comes under the bhakti tushyati madhava. He is always come under the control of his devotees. Swavashenapi Krishnena yasedam sevashram vashe. O Maharaj Parikshit, Sukadev Goswami is saying, O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted devotees like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra is under the control of whom? That Krishna. Yet that Krishna has one very transcendental attribute. And what is that transcendental attribute? He is Bhrityavashyata. He is Bhrityavashyata. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this pastime, that he said, Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. Because Mother Yashoda was performing all these activities, all these feelings that she had towards Krishna, that no matter what, today I'm going to bind you. That effort made Krishna Kripa Shakti, his Anugrah Shakti, to come forward and put aside all other rest of the Shaktis, and because of which she was able to tie Krishna. So when our Sanatan Goswami in his commentary, in his Digdarshani Tika to this verse, he says that actually sadhaka's heart should be like this. The sadhaka's heart, a person who is practicing devotional service, should practice devotional service with this attitude. Which attitude? That he should have those sincere loving emotions. He should have that bhav. And he should do it with great anxiousness, that enthusiasm, that utkantha should also be there. And then he should do with the mood of that relationship, sambandha. And then he should have the possessiveness, the feeling of possessiveness, that is mamata. And last, he should have that affection, that priti towards Krishna. And then when somebody engages one with all these aspects, that is bhava, utkantha, sambandha, mamata, and priti. When somebody has all these 5 aspects, and then with that, if somebody performs devotional service, then Krishna bhakti baddham. Krishna gets bound by that devotee. That devotee can bind Krishna. Otherwise, it is impossible. It is impossible to bind Krishna. So the last line, which is last slide, I should say, which is extra one, Damodaram Bhakti Baddham, where it's been mentioned that in the entire verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is nowhere mentioned that Krishna was bound by his mother. With Ulukala, it is mentioned, but he was bound through his belly, Udara, that is not mentioned. So our Acharya, Srila Jiva Goswami, mentions in his Tika, he says, Damna Chovidare Baddha Pratyabaddhat Ulukale. This is from Harivamsa, where he quotes that after binding him on the belly, which is Udara, Otherwise, if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, nowhere it is mentioned that he was bound on the belly. She was bound with, Krishna was bound with the rope and bound with the rope to the mortar, to the grinding mortar. But was only the leg of Krishna, was the hand of Krishna? No, it was the belly. It was the belly of Krishna, and with the rope, she tied him to the mortar. So Damodaram Bhakti Baddham. Damodaram means that Sri Krishna whose waist, whose udara is bound by rope. Dama Bhakti Baddham. And it was actually not by rope, it was actually bound by loving devotion, that Vatsalya Prema of Mother Yashoda. So with that, we ended the second verse. So we'll recite one more time so that now we know when we read this verse, when we sing this verse, now we do it with emotion. Now we do it with bhav, understanding each and every meaning of the word and the mood of that word, because our acharyas have expressed it in great detail. रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं मृजान्तं करं भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेखाङ्ककान्था स्थितं ग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्. So now our Krishna is being bound successfully by Mother Yashoda. So we will leave him at this stage only. Let him be bound for 1 week. And next Friday, we will see that what Satyamat Muni wants to say in the next verse. So thank you all so much. With this, we'll end up. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Satyavat Muni ki jai. All our acharyas ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. What a beautiful class. I really love this idea of combining Damodara Ashtakam with the relevant Srimad Bhagavatam verses, going through the commentaries of the Acharya and tying it back to Damodara Ashtakam and analyzing the verse. Such a beautiful methodology, first of all, you have come up with. And definitely this is so much relishable when we follow this method. We're able to relish both the composition of Satyavrat Muni as well as the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is an immense, very, very beautiful endeavor that you have taken up. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I liked a few points. That is, Krishna's Shaktis are subservient to him, while Krishna is subservient to the devotee. So this was kind of interesting. It was an interesting play of, service. How the Shaktis want to serve him, at the same time Krishna wants to serve the devotee. It was so funny. And then finally Karuna Shakti, she is like finding a midway between the two and she's reconciling everything. So she's like our Lalita Sakhi, apparently, trying to resolve all the matters and say, okay, all of you listen now. This is what we
Jiva Goswami reconciles when the Acharya have some opinion. Jiva Goswami will come and reconcile the opinions of all the Acharyas.
All the Acharya, exactly. She's like Jiva Goswami. That is true, 100%. And then this was very sweet. I really love this, how Ullukala and Kala became bound to each other. That is so sweet. He's a Kal and and that one was Ullukala, and they were bound together. There is one verse of the Alvars that says that it was very difficult for Yashoda to find out who is Krishna and who is the mortar, because both of them are so similar. Both of them are dark. Both of them are dark in color. Both of them have a broad top and a broad bottom, and the waist is thin, right, for Krishna in between. So both of them have a thin center and they have a thick, like a broad top and bottom. And Krishna was also like that. Krishna was also of the same color. So it was such a confusion for Yashoda to understand who is who. And so she said, okay, both of you are so similar. I will tie you up. So that is what I was just thinking of that. And this one was really beautiful. How we are also forgetful of Krishna, the Krishna's supremacy, and the Brajvasis are also, but they are forgetful out of love, and we are forgetful out of ignorance, sheer ignorance, right? So we are covered by Maya and forgetful out of ignorance. And I liked that locker example. Actually, that was very interesting. So very nice. Like you need these two, especially in the Gaudiya perspective, how much we give importance to sadhana also, it's very important. And of course, Lord's mercy is always descending. But this point about our efforts was very nicely highlighted. Thank you. I had so many things to appreciate. And thank you for the last slide about clarification that it was around the belly. That was really beautiful. Very nice. Then there comes Jiva Goswami, right, to clarify everything. So thank you. Beautiful class. Thoroughly enjoyed the class.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. And thank you for that nice realization of the alvars that you shared. It's so nice. Devotees are great. They can go to any extent to explain. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, dear devotees, anybody else has anything? And thank you, Anita Mataji, for sharing that verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranams.
Your explanation, description was so beautiful. I felt like I was actually watching his being tied. It was just awesome, out of this world. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It's all because of your sincerity. With that sincere heart, you were listening, so you were able to see. So credit goes to you, Mataji, nothing to me.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much, Mataji. I also liked it very much. I was just laughing initially when you were saying that Krishna is so fearful of his mother. So I was really, I mean, so the way you explained it was really very nice. It's as if coming in front of my eyes. So thank you so much, Mataji, for that.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Okay, dear devotees, if we don't have anything, then
Only one sad thing about the whole class is you left them bound.
yeah, that's okay. Let him be bound. That's okay. For 1 week.
Yashoda just left him bound for some time. You're leaving him bound for more than a week.
He deserve it.
Sudhakar Prabhu has a question.
Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, good to see you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for this wonderful Damodara Lila Katha. Actually, I just recently heard, but again, a number of times I see different things. So it was really good. Just I would like to request, you mentioned about some 5 elements of the bhakti, right? So if you can repeat me about that, I will just take a note of it if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. So Sanatan Goswami in his Tika actually mentions that how a sadhaka should perform his endeavor. So the first element he said is that one should have that bhava. One should do any service that we do, we should do it with sincere loving emotion. So that is the first aspect, which is bhav. We should have that bhav. We should have that sincere emotion towards any service that we do, any service. And that service should not only just have bhav. Okay, I have that emotion, I have that certain sentiments. We should perform it. We should do it with real enthusiasm. We should do it with some utkantha. Some enthusiasm should be there. And okay, we have enthusiasm, we are doing it with some emotions, but then we should understand that for whom am I doing it? So that means we should have that sambandha with Krishna also. We should have that relationship with Krishna, that I have a relationship. I am the servant of Lord Shri Krishna. Jivere Swarupa Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. We should have that mood and that sambandha with the deep sense of closeness and relationship. We should perform that devotional service. And that sambandha should not be a sambandha like you are Jagannath or you are Patita Pavan or you are, means not the secondary names of Krishna, but having that possessiveness, having that mamata with Krishna, that, oh Krishna, no matter what I am yours and you are mine. With that mood, with that feeling of possessiveness, with that mamata. And that mamata should be based on the intense affection, should have that preeti. So that mamata should be with preeti, having that affection towards the Lord. That this is the reasons, these are the things because of which I am performing this service to you, performing this devotional service. So Mother Yashoda has all these 5. She was having that emotions for Krishna. She was having that bhav. She was doing it with great enthusiasm that no matter how much time it takes, today I'm going to bind him up. She was having that sambandha. She was a mother. She was considering Krishna to be a child, that it's her responsibility to take care of the child. And then she was having the feeling of possessiveness, that if I don't do it, then nobody in this village, no other gopi will be able to line up Krishna, or should make Krishna be a good person. So it's my duty. So she was having that mamata, that feeling of possessiveness, that if I don't feed, then he will starve. If I don't correct him, he will become a ruffian. So that feeling of possessiveness. But was it because that feeling of possessiveness was because of some enmity? No, it was preeti. So that I am trying to correct Krishna so that he can become a nice king in future after Nanda Maharaj. So that people look for him. That kind of mood Mother Yashoda was carrying. So if we also develop, a sadhaka also develop all these kinds of mood, then yes, we can surely progress in our spiritual life. So that's how it's been explained. It's okay.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, really.
And yes, as you said, Damodar Katha, we can hear practically every day. We hear in Damodar month when we sing this song, but it's ever fresh, newer. Nava Yauvanam. It is always fresh, because that's Krishna's pastimes. They are always fresh. No matter how many times we hear, we are never bored of. And more we hear, the more we relish, the more we feel that we are also the part of that Leela, and we can envision that Leela. So
Yeah,
again,
I learned today about 2 fingers concept which you mentioned. This is something new. I listened from you today about the gap of the 2 fingers. So it's very nicely you explained that one.
it's all
That's the
mentioned.
relation between devotee and the God. It's really good. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you for your association. Okay, dear devotees, if nothing else is there, we
Hare
can...
Krishna Mataji. One
Mataji,
small
thank you
question.
so much for the beautiful class, Mataji. Sorry, Harita Mataji, or Lakshmi Mataji, whoever was talking.
It's okay, Mataji. Mataji, one small question, Mataji.
Yeah.
The transcendental forgetfulness and the we are ignorant.
Hmm.
So what happens is right now we were ignorant about Krishna. Then we come to Krishna consciousness. We hear about Gita and his supremacy. So Prabhupada keeps on saying it's the supreme personality of God. So we now know that Krishna is controlling everything. He's supreme. And then again, we read about gopis. They see Krishna like he's the normal boy. So what happens is we go to the top, we see him as a supreme, and then when we read gopis, their realization or their understanding is he's a normal boy. So it's like going to the top and coming down. It's like how to understand that, Mataji, for us.
Yeah, it's not going on to the top and then coming down. Understanding Krishna's supremacy. Sorry. Understanding Krishna's supremacy is knowing Krishna as Ishvara, as Paramishvara, right? Now, this is what even Prabhupada says, that when we should first try to understand about the supremacy of Krishna, means about the greatness of Krishna. And then slowly and gradually, when we understand that how great he is, then we come to understand the sweetness of Krishna. So it's going to this ladder, and where we understand the supremacy of Krishna. And the more we understand his supremacy, then we go to the next ladder where we understand the sweetness of Krishna, that madhurya of Krishna. So that is on to the another level. If we artificially jump, that's why Prabhupada always condemned and said, don't jump onto the 10th canto. First, try to understand the supremacy of Krishna. So if we artificially jump and we are not even 100% realized, seeing Krishna's hand in every aspect of our life, and we jump into seeing Mother Yashoda's mood and seeing Gopi's mood or seeing his Sakha's mood, and we jump into that conclusion that Krishna is an ordinary boy, then that is an offense that we create. But if we 100% realize this, that Krishna is the supreme, he is Swarat, everything is under his control, but at the same time, he is my Lord. So if Name Bhakta Pranashyati, right? Krishna says, you declare, Arjun, that my devotee will never perish. If we hold on to that Rakshati Krishna, Vishwas Palan, if that surrenderance we have, and with that we understand his supremacy, and we surrender more and more and more, then we come up to the level of Krishna's sweetness. That yes, I'm surrendering to Krishna because he's great, but now I want to love him because he's so sweet. And then we understand Krishna's sweetness. So his Aishwarya Gyan about his greatness will definitely diminish. Then the only thing will be that he is mine and I am his. So it has to go step by step. So don't think that it has again fallen down, because that forgetfulness is a transcendental forgetfulness, because that is out of immense love, where our forgetfulness is because of our ignorance, because of avidya, that we want to enjoy. We want sense gratification and we are averse to Krishna. But that forgetfulness, oh, it's a top high class that a devotee wants to aspire for. Because that forgetfulness will lead to one's possessiveness to Krishna, that I am yours, Krishna, and you are mine. It's okay, Lakshmi Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, that's wonderful. So first we have to know the supremacy, and then we go on to the sweetness. And the sweetness, it overtakes the supremacy.
Yes,
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So if we don't know the supremacy, and first time we are going to hear this Leela, we don't know like how much we are going to take it, right?
We will not be able to take it.
Oh, yes, Mataji.
Not able to take it.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Very wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful service, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Jai Sachidanda.
Jai Sachidanda. Okay, dear devotees, so wish you all a very happy Diwali, those who are celebrating today, and wish you all a very, very happy Govardhan Puja, that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day of Shri Govardhan, so please celebrate it nicely in your local temples, in your local areas, wherever you are. And pray to Govardhan that yes, may we also reside in Govardhan and get a glance to see Govardhan every day. So we can also make a prayer, and tomorrow is a big day, a big festival day. So wish you all a very, very happy Govardhan Puja. On that note, we will end up here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः।
Anant
कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हर प्रीति माता जी की जय,
Vaishnav.
की जय। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, Vinita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all Vaishnavis or Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. And Dandavat.